Do you think Finn is better than this character when the same zero to death that you would be complaining about Finn doing is a bug just swinging his bat one time, dude? Like, come on, man. Yo, what is up, guys? It's Lost Griffin. Welcome to another video. And before you click off and look at the end, I decided to put the tier list at the very front of the video. You guys don't have to skip anything. You guys can just look at the current patch and what I think about it, all right? But, you know, go grab a snack. You know what I mean? Do what you want to do. And, you know, chill for a little bit. You know, let's talk about some characters in Multiverses. Let's talk about the state of it. I'm gonna go through each character from bottom to top and kind of explain my opinions on every character in the game. Give them about 30 seconds to a minute each to kind of give my thoughts on them, if I think they'll change very soon. Because right now we're kind of in the patch 0. Wait, I can show you guys. I can show you guys the title of this. We're kind of in the patch 1.1 waiting room right now. We're waiting for, you know, the actual game to get an update. So we're kind of at a stalemate right now in terms of balance. So I want to talk a little bit more about that real quick and what I think about the state of Multiverses as of right now. All right, so let's go to the bottom tier. I called it PFG hates them probably. We got Jake and Velma. These two characters genuinely just really suck. Don't get me wrong, I think you could actually put Jake here and keep Velma down there. Like, I don't think he's too bad, but like, nobody's placing with this character. Nobody's playing him. Nobody's giving him the time and effort. I just genuinely can't be convinced he's better than like any other character in this game besides maybe Velma. Like, this character has, you know, like 3 things. He has bite, he has a forward air, which is very inconsistent and can often screw the Jake player over. I mean, I guess he has a few aerials that are good. His up air is not too bad. Like, he's not an unbearable character, but like, why? Like, the gap between a 10 out of 10 Jake and like a 4 out of 10 Wonder Woman is pretty small. Like, you can't really do much on Jake. I feel like that really shows off your skill expression, and maybe I can be proven wrong, but I genuinely just don't think this character's any good. And it's the same with Velma. Velma really only has down air, up special, up air, and like up attack. Like, that's pretty much all she has. She has like no core strengths, and most of her moves are pretty mid, to be honest. So I don't really think this character is any good either. I think she needs a lot of buffs, and I think she's gonna need a really good set of changes to encourage people to start playing her. Next up we got Taz, which is at the very bottom of this, you know, kind of going up. But I think Taz is probably the 3rd worst character in the game. His overall kit is just mid. Like, I think that he relies really hard on Dogpile and Tornado. And a lot of characters have really good answers to this and have really good projectiles that can handle these moves. His moves are really stubby. He has a very like predictable and linear game plan. I think his best strength, in my opinion, is his cheesy loops where you can do like 50% off bite and stuff like that. That stuff is just annoying and cheap and lame. I don't really think there's anything that's like really like high skill cap or like high potential about this character. I think he's kind of dead end, unfortunately. He's not really that hype. Taz wants to cheese you out as soon as possible, but doesn't have anything near the capabilities of like Superman or like Finn in order to do that. So it's just, why play him, right? That's what I personally think about Taz. I just don't think he's that good. Next up, we got LeBron. Now this character is kind of on the same level as Jason. I think they both have some shit, and I think they're both really good. But I think both of them are held back by their overall slowness and slugginess, on top of being, you know, heavier, you know, easier to combo. All of these kind of similar traits make these characters both kind of in the same category, as different as they are in terms of like how they play. Like, LeBron and Jason don't play similar at all. I think that Jason's kit and, you know, damage is really good. I think his forward air is good. I think that a few of his specials are really good. His teleport's insane. His jab is pretty solid. His up air and his up B are really good for ladder combos. But again, the character just does not have many ways to deal with people who combo him for like 80% and then can just like kill him off the top with up air. He struggles so hard in disadvantage. It's like, this character has some really clear problems, and I don't think that he can really be justified to be anywhere in mid tier or above. And same with LeBron. I think that his no ball kit is so bad, and I think that unless you get the ball rolling, no pun intended, this character is trash. And I think LeBron has a really high skill cap, which makes me believe he's mid tier almost. Like, he makes me almost want to believe he's right here. But the problem is that it's hard to convince me whenever this character just has such low damage compared to the rest of the cast, especially, you know, a cast of people that don't even like have to work that hard. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like each interaction he either gets a combo or he's not getting any damage. And like, that's cool and all. Like, he's very reliant on his combos to like make the game keep going in his favor. That makes you so much weaker than a character who can just do 15% off a really easy, you know, neutral tool that you can use to punish your opponent. There's just a really big damage gap, I feel like, for such a big character. There's a lot of other like small, minute things about LeBron that make him kind of a lot weaker, but I just don't think he's very good. However, I can see him being good in the future if he gets a few small buffs. Next up, we got Rain Dog. I think this character's not too bad. Like, I think he's almost reaching the mid-tier area. But I don't know. I just don't think that people have, you know, spoke for him enough yet. I feel like the low tiers in this game are kind of similar besides Jake. It's like Rain Dog is low tier again because, you know, he's combo food like always. You know, his zoning is, you know, pretty good in 2s, but not very good in 1s. He really only has his fireball. His up attack is really, really good. His up air is pretty solid. A few of his combo tools are really good. He can kill decently well now. But again, I just don't think that makes him any stronger than anybody above him. Like, he just genuinely does not have enough glaring strengths to make up for the fact that he's really easy to combo. And they made his neutral attack way worse for some reason. It kind of sucks ass now. It's super slow. Can't really use it at all to extend advantage. It's honestly not that good anymore. So the character just, I don't know, doesn't have that much going for him. Next up, we got Stripe. This character is really just relying on Dynamite, which is a really cheap move that doesn't have a cooldown yet, but I know they're going to add a cooldown to. His gun is really good. His damage is pretty good. I think he has a lot of good, you know, boxing tools. I think he can struggle to kill sometimes though, especially if he doesn't get his kind of like cheesy gun kills off or dare off stage. Like, he just doesn't really kill very reliably. You know, I feel like Skateboard and Chainsaw are both kind of noob killer moves. He has a lot of noob killer moves. He's a little bit of a toxic kind of character. Like, you know, he kind of wants to catch you with really weird options and tilt you and make you keep running into him. This character just doesn't have like what it takes to be a top tier. I feel like he's still missing a lot of pieces about him that make him, you know, more expressive. But I still think his design is a lot better than the beta, so I gotta say that. Overall though, I just don't think he stacks up as good as the other characters do. So that's why he's kind of in the bottom of mid tier, I feel like. Same with Garnet. Garnet is also probably the bottom of mid tier. She definitely has like a lot of sauce. Her jab is really good. Her up B kills insanely early. A lot of her aerials are really reliable, do a lot of damage. She actually feels like pretty beefy now. Like, her attacks actually like hit like a truck, low key. In a meta with less OP top tiers, like, I could totally see her being like considered very strong. Like, I genuinely think she's really good. So I'm not even gonna sleep on this character, but I'm just gonna keep her here for now. Next up, we got Marvin, and then kind of Rick, who's kind of in the same boat. Both set up kind of projectile-based characters. And I guess Tom and Jerry's there too. Might as well talk about him. All three of these characters are all like high skill ceiling characters who all kind of need a standout player to prove like how strong they are. Because like, there's nobody really playing Tom and Jerry, Rick, or Marvin right now. But all three of these characters have insanely good, you know, aerials. They all have like great options in the air. Probably Marvin having the worst of all of them. Tom and Jerry the best. I feel like it genuinely goes in this order of like, and they're in the exact same spot. They all three have so much potential. They all three have so much good stuff about them. Their aerials are good and all of their projectiles are good. Until there's players that are placing with them, and until there's like, you know, crazy things being done with them, they're kind of all just going to be like hard mid tiers right now. Like, I really don't think they can be argued for anything much better than that. Again, it's just player gap, genuinely. Like, we just don't know many Rick. Bhands or Bands is playing Rick, but he hasn't really placed too much yet, and a few other Ricks I know have been playing it but haven't placed yet. Marvin, I mean, nobody plays this character, let's be honest. Like, not many people play him, but I've played it myself, so I know his strength, I feel like. And I feel like he's pretty much mid-tier, you know? Pretty solid, in my opinion. And then same with Tom and Jerry. Like, this character is insanely good at it. I feel like out of the three, Tom and Jerry is definitely the best. Like, I think you could even argue for him being, like, up here. I think Tom and Jerry is super good, better than Rick or Marvin by quite a bit. So I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. But overall, these three characters are just in the same boat for me right now. So I might have figured I might as well talk about them in a group. Next up, we got Banana Guard. I mean, honestly, you could argue this character's higher. You could argue whatever, but I just don't see him play that much in comp right now, as much as Arya or Harley are in there. These are both like really good characters, by the way, like all three of these characters. But back to Banana Guard, like I just genuinely think this character has forward air and side light, and that's pretty much it. Like, he has his side B is pretty mid, if I'm being real. Like, you can just dodge it, and even though it is really, really strong on the ground as like a burst option, I just think everybody has gotten used to the matchup and understands like how to deal with him now. And I think the damage nerfs going to him instead of other characters that are at the top right now is really frustrating, because it's like, well, he wasn't even like top 5, but now he's just like knocked down to mid tier with everybody else. So like, now he's balanced, but like, what about these like 3 characters that have been dominating since the beginning? Hashtag justice for Banana Guard. Also, I really hope they add a lingering hitbox to his neutral air so that he can get more combos off, and I just hope they add more sauce to him in general. This character is just so like flat and one-dimensional. He does not have many like divergent approaches you can do with him. He just has his, you know, classic neutral attack, forward air, side B bullshit, you know? It's a little bit disappointing if you ask me. But anyway, on to the next. Let's talk about Harley and Arya kind of in the same conversation since they're both assassins. Both these characters are just genuinely really good. I think they could be argued for this tier for sure, but I didn't know which one is personally better. I think they're both kind of in the same spot right now. Harley's bat pillow is still really good. Her combos are still pretty solid. Her neutral is still okay. Hammer is still good. Like, Harley is still fine. Like, even after getting nerfed, her losing her combos is not going to do that much to her. Like, people are totally overestimating how bad that she actually is now, and people are saying that she's trash. Like, she's definitely still solid. And Arya, I feel like, just has really good zero to death combos. She's really stubby, but I do feel like she has the ability to do a lot of damage in a really short amount of time. And also has the ability to just kill you off the top off nothing. And her ability to run Airwalker and kill people very reliably is pretty good too. Overall, the character is really strong in my opinion. Next up, we got Superman. This character is fucking broken. Like, genuinely, I don't know why anybody thought that he was mid-tier or why anybody thought that he wasn't as good as everybody else right now. This character is broken. His Nair and his forward air together just make the most insane gimp potential. His sniper punch, like literally predicting one dodge, you can just instantly kill anybody and blow them up. You have great, super fast armored smash attacks. Literally your only weakness is that you're heavy and you can be comboed easily. Yeah, I mean, having laser as well is nice. Like, this character, he's really good. He genuinely is super well rounded, has no weaknesses. If he gets buffed at all, or any, like, a lot of characters get nerfed, this character's gonna be OP. And like, people are acting like it's gonna be Finn and Morty. Like, sure, they're on the cusp, but this character's also broken. And so is Batman. You know, I'm gonna get into Batman now. Batman's combo game is so good. His down special is really good. His down air is super good, extending combos. Pretty much all of his buttons are reliable as combo starters now. Like, dash attack is really good now because they made it his slide, which is pretty cool, opening a lot of opportunities for combo extensions. His battering is still, you know, as good as always. His bat bomb is still as good as always. He's kind of just like he was in the beta, but like, he feels like one of the most smoothly transitioned over characters from the beta. You know, he really does feel like, you know, Batman, but in a new engine. You know what I mean? Like, he feels solid, and I like him a lot right now. So both Superman and Batman are kind of in this cusp of being top tier state that I feel like is more eventual than Finn and Morty, which is what I'm gonna get into next. Finn. So I used to think this character was like right here. I used to think he was trash. Like, I genuinely, whenever I first started playing him, you know, whenever I wasn't using jab, I wasn't using all of these new tools that we have in this new engine, I low-key thought Finn was pretty trash. And honestly, until I played against a lot more better Finn players, like, I also still thought he was trash. But until you run against a really good Finn player that makes you rethink like how tough the character is to play against, you don't really truly understand how good he is. Like, some of his charge moves feel so cheap to deal with repeatedly. Like, having to just approach the same charge move over and over again out of disadvantage can be really frustrating, especially when it leads into combos and strings, which, by the way, all of now are really good. Like, his Nair just leads into so many combos that can lead into deaths. They made him just a zero to death monster. You know what I mean? He's all based off of reads. It's not all true. He has pretty much just as many true combos as everybody else does. The difference is that he has really good neutral. He has a great jab that leads into these combos. He has aerials that lead into zero to deaths out the wazoo. His dash attack is insanely good with his perk. Character's really good. Like, actually, like, I'm kind of surprised, kind of looking in retrospect at what I was thinking previously. Next up, we got Morty. This character is super carried by Dirt. I think once they nerf Dirt, he'll go like down here, which is where he should be. But right now, Dirt is just in a current state where it creates really broken kill confirms. It allows for his grenades to pretty much kill people really early because of the really weird, like, you know, physics of it. He has his jab, which is really good. You know what? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna do a mid-video executive decision. I'm gonna move Morty down here. I know it sounds a little bit controversial. I don't know, man. Like, I just can't say that Dirt and grenades is enough to make me think that he's better than Finn, Batman, or Superman. Like, now that I talk about him again, it's like, I just don't think this character has as much, you know, reliable tools quite yet. Like, I just genuinely think his grenades are too buggy. I think the character is not consistent enough to be high tier, and that's what people are missing about him, is that he's a very inconsistent character. Like, a lot of shit just doesn't work correctly on him, and like doesn't feel right. Same with, like, his grenades are just not reliable. So it's like, how are you supposed to place with a character like that? Like, you know, how are you gonna feel in grand finals whenever you're trying to use your grenades to finish the job? You shoot them up with your up air, and then you shoot them, and then they just like don't have a hitbox, or just like decide not to blow up the size they should. Like, on a regular basis, shit like that happens. It's like, I just don't think he can be justified to be good enough as the next character I'm talking about, which is Bugs. This character is broken. I don't want to hear anybody else try to tell me he's not. All right, I had a tweet I posted the other day about this. A lot of people agreed with me. Listen, I know Joker up air is broken. I understand, I get it. Shaggy up B is broken, I get it. But Bugs up air, holy fuck, dude, this move is actually smithed by the biggest villains in history, dude. Actual war crime move. And then we're gonna get into his safe, his rocket, his hole. All three of these moves are broken, and they all three skip neutral in their own way, and they all three have insane capabilities. Like, I will play against a Bugs player who will combo me to 50, press the rocket button, and chase me with up air, covering all of my dodges and jump all in one neutral interaction, and be like, yeah man, he's not top 8, I promise. He's worse than Finn. And it's like, dude, what? Like, do you think Finn is better than this character, when the same deer to death that you would be complaining about Finn doing is a Bugs just swinging his bat one time, dude? Like, come on, man. But the thing is that one Finn backpack killing at 40 is not nearly as bad as Bugs up air swinging 15 miles ahead of him, hitting all the way into Connecticut. Like, I just gotta drop a rant real quick, because this character's hitboxes are broken, his aerials and combos are broken, his specials are broken. Everything is good about this character, and once they nerf the top 3 that I'm going to talk about later, I feel like he's going to be a problem, more than Finn or Morty is, more than Batman or Superman is. This character is way better than all 4 of those characters. I genuinely think it could be sectioned off like this, and I genuinely would be okay with that. I'm gonna keep it the way it is, because I think this is genuinely how it should be. But like, Bugs, I feel like could be a cutoff. I genuinely just think he's that good, and if anybody can justify a reason to me as why he's not, that's fair. What most people have said to me so far is it's his matchup with the top tiers. He's really bad into like Gizmo. I'm sure he's bad against Steven too. The list goes on. So I get the Bugs players hate the current matchups against the top tiers, but that doesn't mean he doesn't obliterate everybody under him. You know what I mean? Next up, we got Black Adam. Just Venn diagram hitboxes, dude. This character is absurd. If there's one thing you could do to nerf this character, it would even be nerf his kit, his core kit. It would be fix his hitboxes, dude. This man's hitboxes are so broken, and his priority over everybody is actually just insane. Like, he not only has hitboxes that are like probably triple the size of yours, but he has priority and damage over everything. So it's like, how are you even supposed to win? Like, he hits one jab, you're taking 60%. You're cooked. And like I said, the only problem is that, just like with Superman, he's a little bit, you know, heavy and can be comboed easier. That's literally his only weakness. His recovery is really good too, because his fly is just really safe, doesn't use any resources, and is pretty much better than a dodge jump. His down special is super good extending combos. His Sarah is good for killing. His up air could be pretty good for killing. His up attack just does so much damage. And I've seen how good high-level Black Adams are, and how good they are at, you know, comboing and finding openings with this character. It's hard to say he's anything but top 8, man. He's super, super strong and broken. Speaking of, we got Steven and Gizmo, who are both also kind of in the same boat. Now, Gizmo would be in this tier if he didn't get nerfed. I think the nerf did hit him a little bit. You know, the slight car nerf was definitely needed, and a few other things they did to him. It was definitely pretty fair, you know, nerf him a tiny bit, made him a little bit weaker to the point where he's not, like, unbearably unbeatable, kind of like the top tier is, but this character is still super broken. You know, Car is overpowered as fuck. I still don't know who thinks it's okay for that to be doing 30 damage and for it to control neutral in the way it does. Arrow is still broken. His aerials are still broken, especially up air. Another war crime of an up air for sure. And then Steven, the way his shield and parry works together is super toxic and unfair. Like, I just don't think it's fun to play against. All of his shields are obviously still really useful, you know, because you can control space with them. Watermelon Steven is just an incredibly overpowered tool in this new engine. It's so good. You know what I mean? And like, having to use so much bar trying to dodge not only like Steven's massive hitboxes, but also this, you know, Watermelon Steven. It's just such a pain, bro. If your opponent's really trying, this character is such a headache to play against, and it's just so tough. Both of these characters are both super tilting and just super overloaded with utility, on top of having really disjointed, really unfair attacks. Next up, we got Iron China, which could just be argued for number 1. Again, I didn't really care to place him with a number 1 and number 4, whatever. This character, like, I'm just pissed about this character, you know, kind of, you know, to continue my rant of characters I'm annoyed about in this game. Iron Giant, like, what the hell were they thinking? What the hell were they thinking? Like, this character is ridiculous. Like, his combo game is way too good, and like rage mode is so unfair. Like, how was that even in the game? He still has like 0 to deaths. He still has like crazy advantage state. He can dodge read like no other. Like, he has so many ways to deal with dodges. Being able to cancel at a down special and just like fake out a million times and be genuinely such a slippery character for being so huge is just unreal. This character just feels like a boss. Like, everything about him is so overtuned, and it's like the way every game turns out with Iron Giant in it is miserable. I hate this character, and the way he's been placing in tournaments, the way he's been consistently dominating the pro sphere for Multiverses, it's just super toxic. I don't think this character is fun or healthy at all. So for that reason, I'm just gonna put him in the top tier. Don't really know what placement he would be or who he would go over, but I know he's just insanely broken and has the ability to be top 1. Next up, we got Wonder Woman. This character is really comparable to Shaggy. I think they're both kind of in the same tier, like the exact same spot, basically. Both of them are really easy to pilot. Like, all you really need to know on Shaggy is reverse up tilt into up B. All you really need to know on Wonder Woman is how to get combos off her jab and her nair, or her dare. It doesn't really matter, everything combos. This character is super broken. Like, Wonder Woman has some of the most overpowered neutral in the entire game, on top of some of the most overpowered advantage in the entire game, on top of some of the most overpowered disadvantage in the entire game. Yeah, no, this character has no weaknesses. Like, just no weaknesses at all. Like, genuinely, like, everything about her is so good. 200 damage down quite a bit, maybe leaned off, you know, making her just have such god tier tools. Gave her a few nerfs, knocked her down, she'd be totally fine. Like, I think she could be, if she was like placed humbly down here or here, like, I could totally be fine with this character. But as she is right now, way too many numbers are way too high, you know what I mean? Lasso being on cooldown but not nerfing all of her overpowered tools, like, I don't understand that. Like, I don't understand why, you know, 2 of her perks that, you know, create some of the most expressiveness in Wonder Woman's gameplay get nerfed, but then you still get to spam Wonder Woman Sair over and over again, and that's how it goes. Yeah, I don't get it. The way they nerfed her was just not very good, and I just don't enjoy playing against this character and don't like this character at all. However, I do love playing her, and she is very fun, so hats off to PFG for that one. And yeah, like I was saying with Shaggy, by the way, yeah, no, reverse up tilt into Shoryuken or up B is just ridiculously unfair. Can kill it like 50%. Like, his up B just has the most ridiculous kill power ever, dude. That move is actually insane. His side B is still busted. His charge is insanely OP. His nair is insanely good. All of his buttons are still just as good as they used to be in the beta, if not better. His dare is slightly nerfed. Still hits like a truck. Still combos. Like, what did they really make weaker about this character? He's still insane, just like he was in the beta. And in this new engine, being as slow as you are, it's really hard to punish a Shaggy for charging without using a lot of resources, or at least putting yourself at a big risk. So yeah, Shaggy's just really good, really reliable, and really strong character. And finally, we got Joker. Oh my lord. Oh my god. This character is, I don't know how it happened, y'all. This character's insane. Like, jab, just the war crimes that move commits, bro. I literally get Vietnam flashbacks every single time I get hit by this character's jab. Like, he probably has the second or the best up air in the game. He has the best side special in the game. He has top 3 jab, top 3 down special, top 3 neutral attack. I mean, almost all of his moves are top 3. But then you realize that they made it so that all of these moves are top 3. All of these moves are super good across the whole cast, and genuinely probably dominate what I would consider the best move of each, you know, classification. However, at the same time, he has like some of the most weirdly bad moves in the game. Like, his down special sucks. His down attack, pretty situational and also kind of sucks. His neutral special on the ground, kind of mid. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, his neutral, okay, I should say his neutral special in the air is really good, but that's kind of a move I forgot to mention. But all I'm saying is it's just weird how a character who gets like casually just like the best few moves in the game but then has a bunch of other moves in his kit that just aren't usable, but then is still the best character in the game. So that goes to show how good this character's buttons actually are. Like, you really could just use card, up air, up attack, jab, and you could literally beat anybody. Maybe throw in side special here and there. Like, you literally use 5 or 6 moves and you can just beat everybody in this game. He's so low effort. His combos are so overpowered. His kill power is way too OD and way too easy. Most of all, his side special is a move. Definitely a move. However, guys, I just want to say these characters are all really fun. Like, honestly, I enjoy everybody in the cast right now, as much as I do have to complain about characters like Joker and on, basically. From, like, Joker and Bugs, I've been complaining, but, like, let's be honest, I still love all these characters. I still have fun playing this game. And it's not that personal. Just because you made them doesn't mean I hate you. You know what I mean? I just hate the character. And most of all, I just want Agent Smith to come out, y'all. Oh my god, I want this character so bad. I'm going to be playing him so much whenever he drops. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's all I have for today's tier list video. I feel like I kind of stated my opinion pretty well. I feel pretty confident about what I had to say about every character. Let me know what you guys think down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.